What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Sagittarius sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of November 22nd and December 21st, then you are a Sagittarius sun sign, and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be looking at the energies of love and romance for my Sagittarians. This reading is going to be split up into two parts. The first half of the reading is going to be a love reading for those Sagittarians who are currently in a relationship, and the second half of the video will be for those Sagittarians who are single. And you're free to skip through this video to the part that pertains to you. Let me introduce you to my crystal friends. We've got a rhodonite sphere here, and this crystal emanates the energy of giving love to others. We've got a sodalite sphere here, and this is about connecting to your intuition and your psychic abilities, which is going to help me in this reading. And then we've got a rose quartz sphere, which is, everybody knows about rose quartz and its love emanating properties. So these crystals are going to help me do this reading. I'm going to be using the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. This is a cartoony deck. Yeah, it's a fun deck, and it's a pretty accurate deck. So I did a deck review of this if you wanted to learn more about it. Anyway, if you would please give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Sagittarians who are currently in a relationship? Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck. And we're going to deal out 5 cards. Alright, we're also going to ask the Earth Magic Oracle the question, what message does it have for Sagittarian sun signs who are currently in a relationship? What message you have for Sagittarians who are currently in a relationship? Now we'll take a look at this card at the end. Alright, the way it's going to work is I'm going to look at these cards individually and then see what message they have for us as a whole. The first card here represents your energy currently for those Sagittarians who are in a relationship. And let me just stress the fact that this is a general overall reading. Not everything will apply to everybody in a specific way. So take what works for you and leave the rest. So for your energy, I've got the World. Okay, I'm getting a feeling of something coming to an end. While this may not necessarily mean the end of a relationship, it could be an end of a phase of the relationship. And I'm not getting a lot of negativity from this card. I'm getting like a positive growth is basically the energy I'm feeling from this card right now. So maybe, if this doesn't mean the amicable end to a relationship, this could be that, a phase of the relationship is changing. And, you go from dating to living together, or living together to married, or married to, I don't know, what's the next step? I don't know, you tell me. I don't know, but I do get the feeling like something in the marriage is ending. Or not marriage, but the relationship is ending to make way for something new, and not a new partner, just a new energy. And I'm not really sure what that is. It's going to be different for everybody. So that's the general overall energy for you, the Sagittarian friends. This card represents the energies of your partner, and we've got the 10 of Cups. And I don't know, I just get the feeling of, this relationship is really working out for you right now. Things are going well. Your partner's happy. You seem to be kind of happy. The 10 of Cups is pretty much the card of pure, unadulterated emotional bliss. This is basically what this card is. You see a happy family here. They're enjoying life. There's rainbows and sunny skies. So you do the math. I mean, I get the feeling that your partner is very happy with where things are right now. They may be wanting to take things even further, and that's seems like it's a good thing since something is ending, since a cycle or a phase of the relationship is ending with you. They seem to be very happy to go into the next level with you. So I'm getting just nothing but positivity so far. Let's see what this next card says. This card represents what's working in the relationship, and we've got the Emperor. And I think the thing that's working and making this relationship work is that it's very structured. I think, your roles are very explicitly delineated. You know what you're expected and to do and be and say and feel, and same for your partner. I get the sense of a good structure here, a good foundation, and just maybe a schedule or a routine that works for both of you is enabling you to maintain this camaraderie. I don't know, maybe like you say, oh, every Tuesday we go on a date night or whatever, something like that. I think it's really helping your relationship, and I think that the structure that you currently have is really working, so keep it up. This card here represents what's not working, and we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, I get the sense here that one of you is a little bit more too forceful. Maybe the female in the relationship, though that's not a hard and fast rule, but someone in this relationship is a little bit too domineering is such a strong word, but maybe a little bit too not my words are failing me here. Someone in this relationship is not sharing the responsibility equally. I do get the feeling that someone is the boss, and not in a bad way. It's just that one person definitely takes charge, and you don't really want that in a relationship. You want even footing. You want evil. You want even footing. You want both partners to be on the same level. But I do get the feeling that one of you is kind of domineering a little bit, and that's really not what you really want in a healthy relationship, I don't think. So if that's you, keep that in mind, and maybe take some pressure off your partner. If that is your partner, then think about talking to them in a way that is not going to upset them, but makes them realize that you feel a little bit, kind of cast aside. It's a little bit. Anyway, you figure that out. You know your partner better than I do. All right. This last card represents where you're headed, and we've got the Tower. And though this card may seem scary, the Tower, I do feel that there is an event coming up that is going to change things drastically. Now, this is a general overall reading. I can't really say specifically what it's going to be for you, but I think there's going to be an event that kind of shifts things, and maybe at the time you might perceive it as negative. But I want you guys to remember that all change is positive. It's just, you're not going to see the positivity sometimes until you look back in retrospect. And so just because something negative happens doesn't mean it's a negative thing. It's just usually is making room for growth. So I don't know the nature of this Tower event. All I know is that there's going to be an event in the future that kind of changes things up a little bit. For the better, for the good. Definitely. It's not going to be for the worst, though it might seem like it at the time. Okay. So looking at these cards as a whole, I definitely see some great things. I see a healthy relationship here for the most part. There's one little small thing that's an issue. But I see a lot of happiness. I see change coming on the horizon. I do think you're a little bit structured, but I think that structure is going to crumble in the future, and it's going to change. And something's going to happen to change the structure that you have in that relationship. But remember that if one person feels like they're dominating the relationship, you got to try to find even ground, even footing, so that there's no bossing around. There's not one person in charge. We don't want that. But whatever happens in the future, know that it's for the highest good. It's just a matter of you seeing the positive aspects of it. Okay. Last thing we're going to do is we asked the Earth Magic Oracle what message it had for Sagittarians in a relationship, and we got rain purification. Okay. So again, I think this echoes the statement of the Tower, is that when it rains, that's nature's way of purifying things. And when it's raining, it's gloomy and sad and depressive, and you get kind of morose in the rain, right? But once that rain is gone, it's washed away the dirt. It's cleansed things. It's giving life. It's ready for rejuvenation. And when the sun comes out, that rain is put to good use because it waters the plants. It gives life to the animals. And I think that's what you might be in store for in the near future. I do think that there's going to be maybe an event that you perceive as being negative. It's going to come and change things up, and it's going to seem like, oh, this is terrible. But once that sun comes out and you realize the benefits of the rain, you will understand the meaning behind that event and how it helped you, and then you can move forward. So the more insight and foresight and looking at these negative events consciously, the sooner you can realize the benefits. And the sooner you realize the benefits, the less negative energy you allow it to impart upon you. Okay. All right, that is the reading. Okay, what we're going to do now is do a reading for those Sagittarians who are single. Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck and deal out 5 cards. Okay, and we're going to ask the Earth Magic Oracle what message it has for Sagittarian sun signs who are single at this time. What message it has for Sagittarian sun signs concerning love and romance who are single at this time. Alright, we will look at that card at the end. Alright, what we're going to do is go through one by one and see what these cards have to say individually, and then take a look at it whole. This first card here represents your energy currently. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. I want you guys to remember this is a general reading for a lot of people, so not everything's going to pertain to you in a specific way. So take what works for you and leave the rest. I get the feeling here that your energy is one of... how do I express this in words? You know, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's focused on the day-to-day things, focused on their job, focused on, you know, their health and their food, you know, not really concerned about emotions too much, not really concerned about intuition, just doing the physical daily things, but doing it from a perspective of kind of happiness and love. And I get the feeling that's you. I think a lot of you who are single are kind of not really focused on your feelings as much. You're really more focused on the things that you have to do on a daily basis to get by. But I'm not getting a lot of negativity from this card. I think you're happy to be doing it. You're going, you know, along your path, and you know, of course, some of you probably desire a relationship, others of you don't. But for the most part, I do get the feeling that you guys are kind of a little bit, you know, happy to be doing the day-to-day things and following your passions and going to work and making money and doing all those things. Okay, so not a huge desire for a relationship, you know, not a desperate desire. Let's put it that way. Is the feeling I'm getting. Remember, this is a general reading. This card here represents blockages you may have on your path to finding love and romance, and we've got the Ten of Swords. Okay. Ego thoughts, negative ego thoughts are blocking you from finding a person to engage in a romance with. When I think of the Ten of Swords, I think of someone who's just allowed negativity to kind of take control, allowed their negative ego to create belief systems that now dictate their reality. So an example of this might be, you know, I don't have enough money, therefore no one is attracted to me, therefore I'll never find a partner. And you know, that small little thought, that negative thought of I don't have enough money, has spiraled into the belief that you'll never find a partner. Do you see how destructive that is and negative that is? And that's just one small example. We have hundreds, thousands of these little things we tell ourselves that aren't true, that we start to believe because we've told it to ourselves so many times, and it's just irrational, and it's not helping you, it's blocking you. So you got to clean up those negative beliefs, my friends. Figure out what you're telling yourself about yourself and about the reality around you, and start to clean that up and start to look at things more positively so that you can create a more positive reality. This card here represents what you have to improve, what you can improve on this journey, and we've got the Page of Swords. Okay. I'm getting a feeling here that, you know, you got to clean up your ego thoughts, and you got to do it by thinking more along the lines of a child. You an adult says, oh, money's an issue, or, social status is an issue, or blah, 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 whatever stupid things adults say. But this card is saying that as far as your ego goes, you have to start thinking more like a child. And a child, or maybe like an adolescent, right? When you're first falling in love, and they don't think, oh man, my shoes aren't good enough to go out talk to her, or, I don't have the nice new purse so I can approach a dude. You know what I mean? A child just says, I like that person, and that's it. Right? So I think clean up that ego a little bit. Clean up your words and your ideas about yourself and about others, and do it from a more childlike perspective, so that you're getting, you're exhuming all this, societal based programming, basically. You don't want that. You don't need that. Okay, so that's where you can improve. This card here represents what to avoid. We've got strength. Okay, and I think what you need to avoid is pride. How does this apply to you? I think the word pride means a lot of things to a lot of people, but I get the feeling that pride is a little bit getting in your way, and it's something to avoid. It's such a general reading that I don't want to delve too deep into this, but ego seems to be a large issue here, and I think the pride that you have, maybe of not wanting to get rejected, or the pride of feeling like chasing after someone makes you feel or seem like you're not in control. I'm not really sure, guys. What does this mean to you? That's a very interesting card, and I think pride can influence us in all sorts of different ways, but this card is saying that you got to release that pride a little bit. It's not serving you, and you need to get rid of it as much as you can, at least. Okay. This last card here represents where you're headed, and we've got the Knight of Cups. And I think this is a good omen. I think the Knight of Cups is a person who's not afraid to express their emotions. They're not afraid to put their emotions into action. And I think I do see you coming out of whatever maybe shell this is. I wouldn't call it a shell necessarily, but just a unmotivation. What's the opposite of motivation? Demotivation? I don't know. Okay, unmotivated. That's what we'll go with. This unmotivated energy that you currently have, I think it's going to change in the future, and you're just going to start to put your emotions more out there, and that's exactly what you need to find in a partner. So looking at these cards as a whole, I do see a little bit of complacency with where you're at, and you're kind of focused on the earthly things, not really too focused on love right now, and not too focused on your emotions. And maybe one of the reasons is that you've told yourself so many negative things about yourself and about the world around you that you start to believe them, and these beliefs are just stopping you from even attempting to create something for yourself, or if you are attempting to create something, they're kind of hindering you. What you can improve is to start looking at things more like a child, and get rid of those negative ego thoughts, and clean up those thoughts, and start speaking and thinking more childlike, so that the trials and tribulations of being an adult aren't affecting you so badly. Release your pride, whatever that means to you. I think if you're holding on to too much pride, yes, you should have pride for yourself, but there's too much of anything, right? And if you have too much pride, that's going to inhibit you from doing a lot of the things that you want to do. So try to reduce that if you can. But as far as where you're headed, I see good things. I see you starting to express your emotions more and act more on your emotions, and I think that's going to help you a lot in finding a partner. So look forward to that, and don't just expect it to happen. You got to put in the work, okay? The last card we're going to look at is the Earth Magic Oracle. We asked it what message it had for those Sagittarians who are single, and we got Whale Breach. Okay. I think this echoes the Queen of Pentacles a little bit. A whale takes a deep breath, and it goes deep into the ocean for an hour or two at a time, and it just is in the depths, and it's dark down there, and sometimes you can get lost in the darkness, and it's just maybe it feels kind of bad to be in the darkness, but eventually the whale must breach. It must come up for air again and see the sun, and I think that's what I think that kind of echoes your journey here, Sagittarians. Remember, this is a general reading, so not everybody, but if you feel like you're in the depths right now, it's time to come up for air and get that prana into you, and realize that you're only in the darkness because you've put yourself there. You could come up to breach at any time. Anytime you choose to, you can come up to breach and feel the sun. But it's your choice and your choice alone. So if you're stuck down in the darkness, realize that you have to make the decision to come up. I love that card. All right, that's going to be the reading for today. I hope you got something out of that. If you want a more specific reading tailored just for you, head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description and in the card. You can just click that, and we can get down to the bottom of any issues that you might have. I have a variety of spreads, so I'd appreciate it if you go check that out. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know that I did something right and that you enjoyed it. If you have anything to say, any questions or comments or concerns, put those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this reading. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, because I release these videos bi-monthly and sprinkle a whole bunch of other videos in between, so you don't want to miss out on any of that. Alright guys, I really do appreciate you tuning in. I wish you all the luck in the world, Sagittarian friends, on your journey. And have a great love life. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.